You're gonna fall asleep on me. You can nope, wait. Move your hand. Move your hand. What's up, Mohad? Thank you much for joining. This is a HVAC Q&A, so if you have any questions when it comes to heating, cooling, airflow, ventilation, anything like that, you can go ahead and leave a comment, ask me. Oh, sweet. That's my whole comments. Everything here, nice. What's up, Ramanta? Thank you much for joining. I appreciate it. This is a HVAC for heating, cooling, ventilation, airflow questions and answer Q&A. So if you have any questions and regarding that kind of stuff, let me know. That's the whole point of this. Here, take this. So if you guys have any questions, the whole point of this is for me to answer them. I guess if you guys have any questions about anything at this point, just to get the ball rolling. I can see that Mohad and Ramanta, you two have joined it. I do not. You guys don't follow me. So I guess a little bit about myself. I've been doing heating and cooling for, 6 years now, almost 10. I always tell people just about 10 years. So, but realistically, 6 years. Thank you, Lauren, for joining. I've been doing HVAC for 6 years. And I've done everything from install to maintenance to service to sales. So I've done a little bit of everything. I'm trying to work on my way up to management right now, but that's going to take a little bit more effort. Right now I am on paternity leave because I just had, or my wife just had a couple babies. Get down! So, we got some new babies in the house, so I'm taking some time off to, oh yeah, you think that's funny? I got one of them on my chest right now. So, he's sleeping. But, yeah, my expertise, if you will, is in low voltage and communication. So, thermostat stuff, thermostats, sensors, all that. So I know quite a bit about that. Thermostats, I'm a big proponent of. Thermostats are a big proponent of the job, and a lot of the time people don't even understand how that works. So, but yeah, I've never done live before, so I'm trying to figure this out. Going through all my stuff. Okay. So, I have people in here. Thanks. Challenge completed. 25 minutes. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. I've shared my viewers for 5 times. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing this live, that would be great. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. What's up, everybody? Yeah, if you guys could share the live real quick. Yeah. Can you give me a different insert for this pump? I can, yeah. What's up, Aiden HVAC? Give me 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Go ahead and share the live, and invite more people. That way, 1, I can get my challenges done, but also 2, I can answer more questions. So I'll be right back. Different insert. Oh, the yellow thing. The darker yellow ones are slightly bigger and thicker, and they definitely help. They definitely do their job. Ouch. Okay. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hello, Lene. Hello, Wonderlove. I thought you were going to sleep. All right. Welcome, everybody. If you guys have any questions with HVAC, which is your heating, cooling, ventilation, and airflow, this live is for that. I will have a child interrupting here and there, but nonetheless, okay, relax, will you? So if you guys wouldn't mind sharing the live, that would be great. That way we can get more people in here and get more questions asked. So I was kind of explaining before I left that I have about 6 years of HVAC experience, anywhere from install to maintenance, service, and all the way up to sales. I have yet to do anything management-wise, but that is the end result at one point. So, let's see. I've also never done a live before, so forgive me if I'm going back and forth and not paying attention super well at one point or another. Okay. So I don't have a goal. I'm not going to sing a song. I won't do that. No, that's fine. I won't do that. Nope. Okay. That's still a goal. What's this one? Super fan goal. Popular live. I see. Okay. Well, thank you very much for liking the live. I appreciate it, Adrian. What's up, Jay? Hello, Adrian. Do you have any questions with the topic at hand, which is HVAC Q&A? Yeah, ask heating and cooling questions. Adrian, you are blowing it up, dude. I love it. Thank you. All I'm getting is Adrian liked the live. This is fantastic. All right. So does anyone have any heating and cooling questions? Anything about thermostats, filters, airflow? Question. I could try my best to help with concerns and issues over the live. But I guess one of the most common, or not misconceptions, but like common issues, people are like, yeah, I have a room that isn't heating or cooling the way that I want it to. And a lot of time that has everything to do with your duct sizing. The unfortunate part is that when everybody gets new HVAC equipment, new furnaces, new AC units, they get stuff that's sized to the house, but the ductwork stays the same. So unfortunately, there's a lot of ductwork that needs to be replaced and updated, along with the sizing of it. The tape itself that they use as well, that they used back then, has asbestos in it, so it needs to be replaced for safety reasons. And if no one's doing it, then you guys are, I wouldn't say getting screwed, but you guys just aren't being served at the best. So, out of everybody here, Adrian, I love your support, but out of everybody here, has anybody listened to, thank you DJ for joining, has anybody listened to the HVAC Roadshow podcast? Hold on, what's the date today? Thursday. There's a new episode that dropped this morning. So, episode 21. My buddy Austin over at Matthews Electrical. He was on the podcast for today's episode. So, Adrian, I recommend go check it out. It's pretty good. So, if you like the live, then you're gonna like the podcast. DJ, that's totally fine. New episode dropped. I'm on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon. So it's called the HVAC Roadshow. Its picture is in the profile picture has it. So HVAC Roadshow. It's not super hard to listen to. I mean, I think today's episode is the longest, and that's about 40 minutes. So usually they're anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. But yeah, other than that, it's a nice little hobby. It gives me something to do. So, and I recorded a bunch of stuff before I went on leave in the van. So the whole reason why it was called the HVAC Roadshow to begin with was because I would record these episodes and stuff along with TikTok videos in my van while I was driving. And so I was able to take those audios from the voice memos and edit them and post them as podcast episodes. So yeah, and I've been podcasting for a while. I used to have another podcast called the Ty Nisley Podcast. It was all movie and TV show reviews, mostly focused on Star Wars and Marvel. But I had a falling out with my co-host, and he kind of dropped the ball. And I pointed it out to him and said, hey, you kind of dropped the ball on this. And he took it as like the biggest, most personal thing ever. Hey, Steven, how's it going? Thanks for joining. He took it as like the biggest personal thing in the world. And what's up, Alexis? So, and then that podcast kind of just fell apart. We were supposed to do a rebrand this year, 2025. I think it was either 25 or 24. And he was supposed to be, instead of the Tiny Nisley Podcast, it was supposed to be something else. And with him in it, or something that would mention him or hint at him, and we would both be hosting it. But he decided to do that at like August, and it kind of just ended. So, 23. Yeah. So that happened in 23, because that's when my son was born. And it happened right before, or right after he was born, right before I went on leave for them. So, but yeah. What's up, Bear Moon Crypt? Thanks for joining. If you guys have any other questions, or any questions at all, I have yet to get any. But the whole point of this live is to answer any HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, let's see. I guess, why not? Sure. Let's just pin it. All right, so we got 3. I need 3 roses, apparently, in the next 15 minutes. It's a goal. I am still at Apollo DJ. Thank you, Orange Crushed, for joining. So I'm just on paternity leave as I have 2 newborns at home. So I go back at the beginning of the year, and apparently, you guys can check it out on social media because I'm not spoiling anything, okay? But we've got some rebranding stuff happening, so you guys go check Apollo out on here on TikTok or on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. They've got some spoilers, if you will, on the kind of what the new logo looks like and all that kind of stuff. So, but there's some big moves on my end. I mean, I don't like to count the chickens before they're hatched, but count the eggs before they're hatched. Put all my eggs in one basket. No, count chickens before whatever. What's up, David? Thanks for joining. Yeah. Okay, so I haven't seen any of the vans or anything like that as I've kind of been stuck at home. But I'm only going to assume that they're trying to stick it out to the end of the year with the old stuff, with the blue and the old logo and all that. But if they're starting to wrap them and throw them out there, then great. So, but yeah, I've got a lot kind of planned to help them grow a little bit better and kind of help the HVAC department along with help myself, of course. So, what's up, Love Kills? Okay, DJ, fantastic question. How hard is it to get into service apprenticeship? Depending on the genre of the industry, it's not that hard. If you're going into industrial and union stuff, you definitely need to, and most commercial apprenticeships are kind of required. If you go into more of a residential aspect, you could just start working from the bottom and working your way up. So, I'll get to you here in a second, Adrian. I see your question. So 6 years ago, I started in the new construction, which essentially is brand new builds on the commercial side. So we were focusing more on the commercial for apartment buildings and retirement facilities and all that. So we were doing all of the brand new duct runs and drywall and electrical and lighting and concrete pours and hydronics and all that. So we were doing all that. Obviously, I was more focused on the HVAC side. Jim, thanks for joining. But the aspect of starting there, I was lucky. I didn't have to join an apprenticeship to keep going. They just kept telling me that they were going to send me to school, and they never did. So for 2 years, I was told every day, hey, we're going to send you to school. We're going to send you to school. They never did. They ended up sending actually a guy who started after me. They sent him to school instead. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Cool beans. Of course you passed out now. So, and then the following 2 years after that, after I left that company, I did light commercial, which are like your bigger package units. That's the stuff that you see up on the rooftops of like your Fred Meyers and your strip malls and a lot of commercial buildings for businesses and stuff. And then your split units, which are what most residential customers have, or what residential homeowners have, which is your AC out in the backyard or on the side of the house, and then your furnace, which is either in the garage, basement, or crawl space or attic. So kind of starting from there, but you're working your way up maintenance, and then the last 2 years I've been mostly focused on residential service and sales, and then trying to move forward towards the management side of things. So again, full circle, it's not that hard, but it does depend on where you're at. DJ, it sounds like you're in my area, so there aren't specific regulations and certifications that you need. There are actually, you should definitely get them, but you don't need them to get the job, if that makes sense. You can actually get those licenses and certifications after you get the job, which is kind of nice. So, I'm scrolling back up real quick. I hope that answers your question. Holy crap, Adrian, you're blowing it up. All right, Adrian, where are you from? I am from the Portland metro area. That is about as far as I would go. Born and raised in Oregon. And yeah. Robert, thank you for joining. Trisha, thank you for joining. Bruh, thanks for joining. Little Mata, thank you for joining. Elijah, thank you for joining. Bob, thanks. Perfect. I'm glad. User, thanks for joining. I see. Okay. All right, so I'm getting a notification. Adrian says that the Go Popular mission was not completed. So I don't know if that's why you are consistently liking this. But that is totally fine. It says that you can get daily bonus points after completing all daily missions. So that's what it says. So. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions for me? And at this point, it doesn't have to be just about HVAC anymore. It could be me personally. I got Legos above me. It could be about that. It's totally up to you guys. But the concept was that if you guys had questions, concerns, or anything like that about heating, cooling, ventilation, airflow, or anything like that, that's what this was supposed to be for. So. Oh boy, it's a very broad question. But the best thing that I have ever experienced, I'm gonna say, in my job. Relax, you're okay. In my job, I would say I had a pretty damn good week. Resin, thanks for joining. I had a pretty damn good week. This was a couple years ago, but we were doing on-call during the weekends, and it was Mother's Day weekend leading into the following week. And I had gone out to a homeowner's house. They were in a city that was like half hour, 45 minutes from me. And my 2-year-old, who's at school right now, but my 2-year-old was not cooperating with me at all. Granny wasn't 2 years old at the time, but my oldest was not cooperating at all. He was taking way too long. Rusty, thanks for joining. He's taking way too long getting ready for the morning or ready for the day. So I was running late. I was supposed to be at this customer's house at 8 a.m. and I wasn't leaving my house until 8 a.m. And so I figured, well, I'm already late. I still got to grab caffeine, so I was just going to stop by 7-Eleven, pick up some energy drinks, whatever. So I called the customer and said, hey, this is Ty. I'm on my way, but I'm running behind. I'm so sorry. I am going to stop by Plaid Pantry. MD Florida, thanks for joining. I am going to stop by Plaid. Do you want anything? He said, nope, I'm all good. Appreciate the offer, though. So I get out there. Now at this point, it's like 8:30, 8:45. I'm getting ready. He has 2 HVAC systems that I have to look at. And they weren't full system inspections that I was doing. It was just on the indoor unit. So he had one in the garage and then one in the attic. And so before I even did that, I was getting all my stuff out of my van, and he was like, "Hey, I've got bacon on the stove. I need to get going. Can you can you hurry up to bring stuff in?" I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." So I grabbed everything. I dropped it off in the garage because that's where I was going to start. I was going to start at the bottom. And then I was, going through my opening paperwork saying, "Hey, I need to make sure that it's okay for me to be here. I need you to sign this authorization slip, blah, 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 blah." And he goes, "Oh, go ahead and sit down while you're like trying to set everything up." I go, "Oh, perfect. Hey, JJ, thanks for joining." So I was going through and I was setting everything up, and he goes, "Hey, how do you like your coffee?" And I was like, "Oh, hey, Mitch, thanks for joining." I was like, "Oh, just a little bit of cream and sugar. I appreciate it. Like, I've got my energy drinks in the van. It's totally okay." He goes, "Oh, no, you're here. The least I can do is this." Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna tell someone no twice. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, this." And he goes, "Well, how many pieces of bacon do you want?" I was like, "Oh, no, I'm okay. I already like I had my breakfast. It was my 7-Eleven. Chris, thanks for joining. I had my 7-Eleven breakfast." And he goes, "I'm not gonna take no as an answer." And I go, "Okay, two, like just 2 strips of bacon should be fine." And he goes, "Okay, cool, 4 it is." I'm like, oh my god. So literally before I started my day, and this was like a Monday or Tuesday. So this was during the week. The weekend is to come, but the so this is a very long-winded answer, Adrian, but the he ended up giving me, I think it was 2 pieces of French toast, 4 pieces of bacon, some cut up strawberries, and coffee, which actually turns out to be Vietnamese coffee, which is absolutely delicious. If you have not had the chance, Gerard, thanks for joining. I would definitely try it. It's really good. It's very rich. It's not as bitter as regular black coffee, but it's very, very good. So that was during the week, and then the weekend, it was Mother's Day, and there was this lady who, with all emergency fees and everything that we had to charge her, even on Mother's Day, it was like, I think I charged her almost $900 to get her heat pump up and running. And it was 7 o'clock at night, and she told me that she didn't want to cook, and her son couldn't cook. And so she's like, "Oh, I don't know what to order." And I go, "Well, what are you in the mood for?" Like, thinking I'm trying to help her out. Teresa, thanks for joining. And she goes, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, do you want something heavy? Do you want something light?" She goes, "Well, something light would be nice. I mean, it's already late enough. I don't want to feel, like crap going to bed." I go, "Well, okay, how about sandwiches?" And Kurt, thanks for joining. And she's like, "Well, I don't want to go, to like Subway or anything like that. I've had Subway too much." I go, "Well, how about Firehouse?" DJ, you're over here, so I don't know how far Firehouse reaches, but Firehouse subs is pretty good. So I recommended that to her. She said she's never had it. So she's like, "Well, what kind of sandwich do you want?" And Riggs, thanks for joining. And I was like, "Oh, no, I don't want. I'm good. Like, you're my last call for the night. I'm gonna go home and have dinner." And she goes, "No, seriously. Like, what do you want?" So I just picked like the bottom of the barrel, something super easy. It's like ham and cheese or whatever it was, and that's it. It was like a small, like 6-inch sub, whatever. She ended up getting me a foot long. She got me 2 bottles of water, 2 cans of Sprite, and then a brownie and a cookie, all for me to take home. I was like, "What the?" So it's nice. Working residential definitely has its perks. There was one commercial job where I got a free vape pen, box mod, and juice out of the job, but I don't vape anymore, so that it's not too important. But I got it when I used to vape. So Mary, thanks for joining. David, thanks for joining. So I hope that answers your question, Adrian. It's you have big benefits when it comes to the residential side of things. So does anybody else have any other questions? Does anybody else do HVAC in the chat? And if you do, how long have you been doing it? Yes, I know that was quite a story. I'm sorry. I have yet to try to learn how to shrink it down. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so does anybody have any other questions when it comes to heating, cooling, airflow, ventilation, ducting, job-related stuff, industry-related stuff, anything? Oh, for those of you that have purchased HVAC equipment in the last year, and you guys have the new refrigerant, the 454B, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's the up-to-date stuff. There's a new one on top of that. We don't know what it's called yet because they haven't actually given us that information, but I think they said by the end of 2026, they're going to stop manufacturing brand new equipment for 454B, which is the current refrigerant. And then by the end of 2027, they're going to stop selling brand new equipment for 454B, which means... Has it really been 15 minutes already? Which means that it's going to be factory refurbished. It's going to be quote-unquote used stuff. So just know that in the next few years, you'll probably have to have that conversation again. Randy, thanks for joining. Yeah, you'll probably have to have that conversation again. If you have anybody that's pushing to replace equipment, don't do it. Not yet, anyway. Kind of get your bearings down. When it comes to repair versus replace, I've already done videos about this. I've done a lot of videos about this, and then over on my YouTube channel is the full video. The stuff I posted here on TikTok are all snippets and clips edited from it. But essentially, there's the budget number, then there's the percentages that we go off of, or that we use to go off of that budget number to try to figure out, is it actually worth spending however much it is in repairs versus just going out and replacing the equipment. So on average, it's anywhere between 30 to 50% of a new piece of equipment. So if, let's say nice round numbers, $10,000 for HVAC equipment, if you're spending $5,000, not really worth it. Damon, thanks for joining. $5,000, it's borderline worth it because you still have that budget number. Now, that's at 15 years though. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, it's anywhere between 15 to 20 years, the average lifespan of HVAC equipment, whether it be a furnace, air handler, heat pump, AC, doesn't matter. It's usually 15 to 20. That's also properly maintained. That's filters changed out regularly. That's annual inspections. That's replacing minor repairs. That's anything less than $500. And that's preventatively. So if someone comes to you and says, hey, this part is starting to go bad and it's $250, Joker, thanks for joining, then investing that money right then and there to avoid anything else from happening is part of that preventative side of things, and we'll call it a day. So, yeah, I've got videos on that here on TikTok, and then I've got a full, I think it's like 15 minutes on YouTube. So, since we got some new faces and new ears, has anybody listened to the HVAC Roadshow yet? And if you have, what was the last episode you listened to? And if you haven't, go check it out. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon. And leave a Google review. Leave a review. That way, the more reviews, the better the show looks. The better the show looks, the better the show does. So, we just released episode 21 today. We're talking with, what was his name? Austin. His name's Austin Matthews. For some reason, I always think it's Matthew. Jay Greg, thanks for joining. But Austin from Matthews Electrical over in Georgia, he actually phoned in, and we did a phone call conversation and interview, and posted the episode today. So if you guys want to go listen to that, definitely would recommend it. It's all about serving the homeowner rather than selling the homeowner on stuff. So I would go check that out. So you're sleeping. But, alright, people. I got all the time in the world. Ask your questions. Ask your HVAC questions. Your heating, cooling, ventilation, airflow questions. Doesn't have to be something super complicated. Ricky, thanks for joining. Doesn't have to be something super complicated. It could be as simple as, how often should I replace the filter? Which, to answer that, for 1-inch filters, it's every 2 to 3 months. Some people say it's every 1 to 2 months. It just depends on the quality of the filter. But on average, with the $14, $15 filters with the white frames, it's every 2 to 3 months. Especially if it says on the front packaging that replace every 90 days. That's 3 months. You guys are good. If it's 2-inch filters, which doesn't happen very often in residential aspects, but if it's a 2-inch filter, those are good for every 3 to 4 months. And then if it's one of those really big, fat paper filters that are like 4 or 5-inch filters, those are good for every 6 to 12 months. If you have an electronic air cleaner or an EAC, that just depends. Having the pre-filter cleaned every 3 months and having the cells and the grid and everything else inside cleaned at each inspection, which should be every 6 months, it is fine. And then there's a lot of electronic air cleaners that have their own paper filters. Those get replaced at least once a year because they're pretty up there. They're expensive. Don't get me wrong. They're going to be expensive to replace. I mean, there's a couple filters out there that companies are probably going to charge you a couple $100 for, and they're filters, but they're not the same filters. You can't just go to Home Depot and pick them up. You'd have to order them online, and if you order them online, you have to wait for shipping. You have to do this. You have to do that. A lot of the time, companies who offer specific electronic air cleaners have those replacements on hand, and so spending the extra $150 or $130 or however much it is for the convenience of them putting it in right then and there is how we're looking at it. So, yeah. So I guess there you go. There's your answer to the question about filters without even having to ask it. Okay. Dale, thanks for joining. could actually put them over there. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Nice. Okay. 25 minutes done. Does anybody know how to go to the live analytics while in live? Or is that not possible? David, thanks for joining. Andrew, thanks for joining. Alright guys, you got any questions? The whole point of this was to answer questions. So, what you got? I guess. Sebastian, thanks for joining. Alright, what you guys got? Any more questions to be asked? I mean, this isn't too bad. I mean, we've been on here for almost an hour. Yeah. Yep. I want you guys to think long and hard about questions, and when I come back, I'd like to have some to answer. I just saw a small one. You guys damn failed me. That's alright. I do plan on doing this at least once a week. Sundays would be nice. I know today's Thursday, but Sundays would be nice. So, but maybe while I'm on leave, doing it once a day, every day. So, for like an hour. So, another 8 minutes or so. And then we'll call it a day. So, I do have multiple videos that you guys should go check out. There's this thing going around right now about people shopping showcases. That'd be great. You guys can go check out my showcase. So a TikTok shop. I'm a TikTok shop affiliate technically, but there's a utility knife that is actually really cool. I have it. It's in my work stuff, so I can't grab it right now. But I would definitely recommend it. It's very similar to like a Milwaukee flip. Frenchies, thanks for joining. It's very similar to Milwaukee flip utility knife, except it stops at 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and 180, and it opens up all the way so you can get, and it locks in place. And then you can actually take it and swivel the blade, so it actually turns into a scraper, which is pretty cool. So it's a lot more compact than, it's pretty bulky, but it's a lot more compact than the blade that I have already, or had already, for the scraping portion. Yvonne, thank you much for joining. You guys are coming in pretty much at the end of the live, so I'm not getting a lot of questions for HVAC stuff. So I gotta shout out Adrian and DJ for asking those questions. So, although I think I'm gonna start doing, I really want to start doing like giveaways or something, just to get you guys going. But for those of you that are just now joining, thank you, one. But two, HVAC Roadshow. It is the podcast that I produce, I create, and whatnot. Go check it out on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. Leave it a 5-star review. I greatly appreciate it. That way it can see more people, see more eyes, and get listened to by more ears. We just dropped episode 21 today. Me and my buddy Austin, we just kind of go over about how we determine the difference between serving a customer, serving a homeowner, versus selling them. So go check it out. It's like 40 minutes long, so it's not super long, but it is the longest episode that I have done. And the rest of the ones that I've done are anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. So go check it out. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions at all? Perks of being a parent. You have infant baby TV on, so then the music in the background calms the kid and puts them to sleep. Gotta love it. Oh, I'll show you this. It doesn't have anything to do with HVAC, but it's something I'm pretty proud of. So as part of my little, how am I going to, not necessarily deal with, but how do I like cope with, almost, like how do I take a break? I'm really big into Legos, so I'll show you real quick. So I got a Star Wars themed set up there, along with the van that's up there, and then there's another ship up here, and then I've got plenty more over here. I got a lot of Legos. All the Harry Potter stuff is the wife's. I've got a Star Wars TIE Fighter over here that I can't stand properly because of the other sets that are up here. I've got the full-on Droideka set right here, and then making my way over here, I actually I tested out the Temu stuff, the Temu Legos, and they're pretty decent. So I've got, this one's actually pretty cool. It's my son's. I built it for him. And then that blue one was a pain in the ass, so that's why it's mine. Then I've got miscellaneous sets in there. That is the sorting hat, and it does talk. It comes with batteries and everything. Ronnie, thanks for joining, and whatnot. And then coming to the other side, this is how many Legos I have. I have R2. And then, again, Harry Potter stuff is all my wife's. And then there's some more hiding in the back over there. The Quidditch set is the wife's. So yeah, really big into Legos. Promise this is where everything's going. So, I spent some change on a set that I have never purchased before. And then the type of set that it is, I've never purchased before. So the Ultimate Collection Series, or the UCS. Rich Blood, thanks for joining. For Star Wars sets, or Legos in general, mostly it's Star Wars, is what it seems like. But for Lego sets, the UCS, which is the Ultimate Collection Series, right? I had never spent money on the stuff before. I bought the Jango Fett ship. It was the Slave 1 when we were kids, but Scotty, thanks for joining, but we can't call it Slave 1 anymore because of this stupid PC stuff. But let me flip camera here. So this is what the box looks like, right? Obviously it's in the chair, but so this thing was big ol' 300 smackaroons, but it was definitely worth it. So it comes with, or like it goes as far as like the wings move. This is movable, and then right where Jango's at in there, that whole thing actually slides out. And then the guns on the bottom move. The part where they actually go into the ship, that door opens and closes. And then on the back side is that bomb. Now, guys, mostly, but for anybody that knows the from Attack of the Clones with Jango Fett, that charge bomb that is at the end, the ion bomb, I think is what it's called, and that sound it makes, I got one. So it doesn't make the sound, but it's there. So who done it? Thanks for joining. But yeah, so and then it comes with a stand that I thought it was just gonna be like that R2 one, but it doesn't. So the stand actually keeps it upright like that, which is really nice. Kathy, thanks for joining. So yeah, it's kind of it was a pleasant surprise. So it took me damn near a week. Granted, if I had actually had the time to sit down, I'd say it'd probably take me about collective 24 hours. But because I've got the 2 infants and then I've got a 2-year-old, I've got a toddler, kind of eats up a lot of my time. So, yeah, it is what it is though. So, but we're wrapping up on the hour. So if anyone doesn't have last minute questions for any heating, cooling, ventilation, airflow, thermostat, ductwork, repair versus replace, what specific parts are, how equipment works, anything like that, please let me know. I want to say that says Jan. I could be wrong. Ian, thanks for joining. Sorry, it's the cursive. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to cut the live. Zan, thanks for joining. I'm just looking at my statistics here. At 39%. All right, so I plan on doing this at least once a week. Yeah, so I plan on doing this at least once a week while I am on leave, possibly every day. The only way for you guys to know that is if you follow. So go ahead and hit that follow, and I'll possibly see you guys. Blaze, thanks for joining. I'll possibly see you guys tomorrow to answer any more questions that you may or may not have. This also could be questions on the content that I produce. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Write them down. Send them in the chat. Do what you need to do. So, yeah. Cool. Well, then, yeah, I'm going to call it. So thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for DJ and Adrian. Thanks for doing everything you guys did. DJ, you asked phenomenal questions. I don't think you're around anymore, but that's okay. Adrian, thanks for showing so much love and so much support for my first live. This was my absolute first live, never done live before. So thank you for sending as much love and support as you did, along with the questions that you asked. So, if you guys have anything else, let me know. You guys can always shoot me a message. If you guys have any partnerships or any like, hey, let's get together and do something, my business email is in the bio. It is only for content creation. I will throw that disclaimer out there now. Only for content creation, is not for actual HVAC service work. I am contracted with a employer now, to where essentially I can't do any side work, which is totally fine. Like that's whatever. I work as much as I work now. I don't want to do anything extra anyway. So, but the email that is in my bio is specifically for content creation side of things. So, Danilo, thanks for joining. You kind of came in at the end here, though, buddy. So, but if you guys have any other questions or need anything else from me, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next live. Thanks.